Good morning. Sorry for the slight delay. Today is the 24th of January 2025 and I'm going to go through my watch list today. Before we do anything, let's look and see what news could move the market, as there is some news today which is pretty volatile news. We've got 9:45 S&P PMI basically, and then 10 we've got existing home sales. So watch out for 9:45, 10 a.m. this morning, because that could move the market. And that's pretty much it. We do have oil news at 1 o'clock, but it shouldn't do much. Okay, so on my screen we're looking at the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and we're currently on the daily time frame. Let's have a look, see where we are right now. As you can see, we've been having a nice bounce off of this lower trend line, and we've had a few nice decent green days. However, I think there's a bit of weakness in the market there because we've got decline in volume, and we are coming into these all-time highs area as well. So this region was on watch from yesterday, and we came into it, and that's exactly where we are, and we've got all-time highs just above. SPY on the other hand did make new all-time highs. So, and if you watch previous videos, I've always said every time we make a new all-time high, we always see some sort of pullback as well. As you can see here, made an all-time high here, and we pushed right back, and then we made another all-time high here, bit of a pushback, a new all-time high here, bit of pushback. That was a few days though. And then up here as well, we held it and then pulled back a bit. So we've yet to make all-time highs on ES, but we have on SPY, so just keep an eye on that. And I think SPX has also. I think we were quite close yesterday. Okay, so that's basically all I'm watching for today. I'm watching for trend continuation, because we could still push up into that area, but in the back of my mind I'm just keeping an eye at the fact we've got reducing volume, and at some point we are going to see a bit of a pullback. So let's go into the hourly. My door's been busy today. So this is the hourly. We closed strong yesterday. Big volumes push up as well at the end of the day, and then we've just gone sideways. So make that a bit thicker. We've just gone sideways. So what I'm watching for today, I'm looking for a rejection around yesterday's high, 61.54 area. If we break through that area, then I'll be looking for a break and retest. Long, I'll be looking for it to break and retest back into the pre-market high, into this zone. This is the zone I'm watching. I'm also watching for the break and retest of pre-market high into all-time highs. Not all-time highs. Sorry if I mentioned, I meant yesterday's high. And then there's one bounce area I'm watching, and it's this region here, 61.35 for the bounce. We could also consider this region as well, 6100 for the bounce as well. And maybe we can watch that zone, yesterday's low, down into 6100. But these are basically the areas I'm watching for. Rejection up here, 61.52, 53 area. A break and retest pre-market high. A bounce off of this trend line. However, we do have pre-market low just here, and I'll be looking for a break and retest short of that area. And then if we do lose this area, I'll be watching around this area here, 6,100 for the bounce. And that's pretty much it today. Keep it nice and easy. There's other levels as well. We've got all-time highs we can watch as well. But the reason I'm keeping an eye on this area, the last time we was here, we had this big reaction. We sold off, big move down. Same up there, so we can keep an eye on 61.60 as well for potential rejection. So we had a little bit of supply there. Our main area of supply is here, and we're right in that supply area right now. So that's why I just want to be a bit wary. Obviously, keep an eye for this trend break as well. That's the worst line. Keep an eye for this trend break as well. We're pretty much not far off it. In the pre-market, we're going sideways. So either we're going to continue to trend up and continue trending up, or we're going to break down, come back and retest. If we do that, you can see a pattern is already set up there. If we do that retest, let's just clear that. It's one of my favourite ones, and look at this, it's a trend changing one. Left shoulder, head, Are we going to put in this right shoulder? Only time will tell. Let's move down to SPY, which made new all-time highs. Broke out. We're right in that area of demand right now. Look at the volume shelf there. Point of control is right up there as well. And so keep an eye on this region for a bounce. If we pull back down and then continue to trend up. Otherwise, we are pretty much overbought in over 80% on the RSI. And we are extended, we're quite far away from the 50, far away from the 20, far away from the 200, and we are due a pullback. And I said, if we go to the daily volume, does that match the volume on the ES? So we've got increase in price. You could draw a line on those pivots, decrease in volume. You could even say that's decreasing volume there, but not as clear cut. But you know, all-time highs, we're pretty extended away from the 50 moving average, the 20 moving average. There's a 200 moving average down there as well, so we are due to come back. You know, it always comes back to home base at some point in the market. So either the moving averages will catch up like that, and we just chop sideways before we start the next run up, or we come back down and join it. And we've had all these green days. Right, let's go back to the hourly. So let's pick up some hours, some levels. Okay, so I think I just mentioned I like the bounce of 607.61. There's a bit of volume below it as well over here, so I do quite like that area. I like the rejection of yesterday's high. It's around about 610 area. Was it 609? 609.60. If we break out through there, then the rejection no longer. We'll be looking for the break and retest long. Happens to be the pre-market high area as well. So that would be two potentials here. Either we're watching for a rejection with confirmation, maybe a double top or something like that, or we're looking for a break and retest long, break out, come back and retest this region long, or we could even watch it break out, come back down and retest this region. Point of control, big volume shelf there, point of control went straight, yes, a pivot from a couple of days ago, area consolidation there, or confluence there. So 607.60 still on the cards. And then let's watch for a bounce. I like this area as well. Yesterday's 605.63. Let's just mark it up, only because we've got big volume shelf and we've got pivots over there as well. So that's just an area to watch. 606. SPX, new all-time highs. So if we're looking to find a short, make sure that we're not coming back down into that area there, because that's going to act as potential support. If we're looking for a bounce, then that'd be great. So I'm not going to draw in it. There's no new levels to draw, so we'll stick to these levels for now. We can probably make a fine-tune adjustment to that one around about there, because I was watching the average, that area there, but then we broke out, came back down. It's created a area of confluence now. Tops of those pivots, bottoms of these pivots. So 6,072 is a bounce area, as well as 60,100, psychological number as well. It's a break and retest area. We've broken it. Are we going to retest it? NQ, it's not looking as strong because it hasn't able to put in all-time highs, but we're quite far from it. But we do have a pivot here. So yesterday's or previous day's high is our rejection area. So keep an eye on this region. 2210 for the rejection. Otherwise we can watch for the break and retest of pre-market high. We could also watch this region here for a rejection if we can't put in a new high. Break and retest of pre-market low, which is at 21,976, and then we've got this bounce area. What area do I like? I like this area. This is where the point of control is. There's plenty of volume. 21,600 to 21,560, but you could also keep an eye on 21,745 area. And you could also watch yesterday's low as well, this region here, 21,868. All valid areas, but you know, these may not get there today. So most likely scenario, we've got this engulfing, what do you call it, a bear sandwich. So we've got green candle, red candle, to zoom in a bit. Green, red, green, with a bottom tail as well. So potentially if we break out over that previous green, we can look for longs. Looking more like it wants to push up than break down based on the candles and not looking at the volume. So if we break up, come back down, retest pre-market high. Let's watch for the long at 22,040. So 040 is area, basically pre-market high area. QQQ doing the same, looking pretty bullish. It's pushed up, came back down, pushed out, so it's engulfed that red candle. This is hourly candle as well. So let's keep an eye on what makes it more difficult. Back to NQ again. We've got a little bit of room before we get that to that pivot at 22,100, but QQQ are a lot closer. We can watch for the break and retest, and we've got 53, 50 area, 533, 50 area. This region here, we can watch for potential rejection. Notice we did have a little bit of volume up there last time, so let's watch that area for rejection. If we lose it, if we hold it, then look for the break and retest. Same for pre-market high, pre-market low, and then the bounce area. It's back down here. Pre-market low is also a bounce as well, so that's got a dual purpose today. Watch it for a bounce like that, or watch it for a break and retest short. Oil is changed. It was in a bit of an uptrend, then it's put in a bit of a change of trend, came back, retested this neckline area there, and now we're in a downtrend, hourly downtrend. So that's our trend line. Big area of confluence there. So let's keep an eye on 75.50 area, 75.39 for the rejection, kind of off that trend line. We could probably raise that trend line a little bit because that pivot's a little bit higher. So watch out for rejection. If we can hold it and we don't put in new lows, break and retest long to break that trend line. Otherwise we're coming back to retest this trend line down here. So let's watch this region here, 73.62 for a potential bounce. In fact, one thing to watch as well, was it on yesterday we had pre-market low. Let's go back to yesterday. And I said keep an eye on a break and retest of this region here. And I had an alert set as well. We broke down, look at that, we came back and retested it. So if you missed, you could have found an entry on the 5-minute or 2-minute chart for that breakdown there. If you missed it and you want to look for the retest of pre-market low, which was that region there, a break, it came back and retested it perfectly and then sold off. So that was, I didn't trade it because I took my trade yesterday. If I have a 1 winning trade, I'll walk away. Otherwise, I allow myself 2 losing trades, sometimes 3. That's my max loss for the day. So that was a brilliant trade, and it went exactly to plan. Maybe I should probably start taking them more. Gold. We put in this bull flag, and then we broke out. Didn't really come back to retest it. Maybe this is the retest here. Another bull flag there, and we're retesting it right now. So potentially that's a bounce area, 27.83. So let's watch the trend continuation, break and retest a pre-market high long. Otherwise, if we pull back and retest this pivot area here, yesterday's high, let's watch for a bounce around this area here. RTY. Wasn't able to put in a new high yesterday. This is a left shoulder, head, right shoulder maybe, and this is the neckline marked by this area confluence. Tops of all these pivots and a volume shelf. makes it a bit more powerful for a neckline when it's got all that lined up. So let's watch for a bounce at yesterday's low. If we lose it, break and retest into that neckline area, and that would complete this head and shoulder setup. Otherwise, break out over pre-market high, and we've got how much space above? We've got we are here, a bit of a volume shaft to get over, and then volume dries out a little tiny bit there as well. So we do have a bit of a volume void in this region, so maybe we might see a bit of upward momentum if we can get into there. YM is on a roll. Look at that, pushing right up. As quick as it came down, it's going back up. So let's look for a level for a rejection. Basically any of these areas. So 45. Oh, there we go. That's 45,000. Can't get a better than that. Psychological number. Tops of these pivots, bottoms of that pivot, and a breakdown and retest of that pivot as well. So let's keep an eye on that area for rejection. Otherwise, let's watch 44,230 for the bounce again. Probably yesterday's low is a better place for a bounce. 44414, and then a break and retest off yesterday's high and pre-market high. And then finally Bitcoin. Oh, look at that, that's looking like a nice pattern. This is a bullish pattern as well. So we're going sideways for some time. Then we tried breaking out, put in new all-time highs. When was that? On the 20th, 109. And then look at this pattern we're putting in. Let's draw the line. That pattern there, that pattern there. And then we're holding these lines. So eventually we are going to start to narrow down a bit, and then the market's going to decide whether it wants to make another move up or whether it wants to make another move down. Obviously watching this 92 for a bounce. We've got this 100 area we can watch for a bounce as well. Otherwise, I quite like the break and retest of pre-market. Probably yesterday high, pre-market high, this zone here for the retest long into new all-time highs. And that's it. Order flow, let's flick over, is looking about normal. In fact, we're getting a little bit more aggressive buying coming in. We've broken that pivot. Just about breaking that pivot. We definitely broke it on the cumulative delta. But it's doing the same, so it's going sideways largely when the market was pushing up, and then pushing down, it kind of went up a bit. So there's a slight divergence, but not much, nothing to write home about. So that's it. My trade yesterday was actually a green day yesterday. I had 9 losing trades in a row, can you believe? About 5 or 6 of them were legitimate, a couple of them were frustration trades. But yesterday was a much better day. I took it easy. I'll just quickly go over my trade. Although I didn't handle it very well, I think I just wanted to book some profit. But it was a break and retest of pre-market high. And it was, where was pre-market high? It's about there. So that's the level here. It came in. Oh, why does it do that? So pre-market high, I used the 3 AM eye, so that's why 3 AM, this high here. So basically yesterday's low was pretty much what I got in. So that's the pivot there I was watching. When we broke out, it came back in. I went long here. I had one trade actually. My stop was there. Went long. It came back. Came out. I was sweating it a little bit, and then when it finally broke out, I got out as it pulled back into this area here. So it was about 1R. In fact, when it finally broke out, where was it? It was this candle here. I started trailing the 5-minute candle. My break even was way down here as well, so I need to work on that side of things. I was trailing it because I didn't want to lose the profit. I wanted to book a green day, and I trailed out on this pivot back down, and you can see, look how far it went. My 1R target was, I think, that's my 1 hour target around this area here. My 2 hour target was slightly above, which it would have got in that area. I think it was close to that candle there, I remember from yesterday. And then so that's my 2 hour. My 3 hour was about there, and my 5 hour was up here. So basically I normally go for 3 hour and 5 hour, so it would have been there, and it would have worked out well. I would have got 3 hour just there, it would have pulled back, and it would have hit 5 hour before the market closed. So I'll work on my trade management next month. I'm coming in here to the end of the month now, so I just wanted to get a green day yesterday, just makes myself feel good again after 9 consecutive losing trades. So I'm back in it again now, which is great. Okay, market opens in 5 minutes. I just realised I had my order flow screen in, so this is my trade from yesterday. I'll go through it one more time. I was watching the pre-market high, this region here, and I used the 3 AM as 3 AM is my opening time. So there's this candle. This is when the market opens for me. So I use that as my pre-market area, and I went where did I do? I went long hit on this breakout. It came back in, got close to my stop, and then is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so my stop was there. My break even was about here, and then pushed up, hit my 1 hour, wherever my 1 hour was about there, I think it was. I had a wider stop, and then it came back, and I trailed out on this candle here because I was trailing the 5 minute, and then my 2 hour was there, would have hit my, and I was really looking to go for 3 hour and then 5 hour, and it would have got there in the end. But again, I need to work on my trade management. So that was my trade yesterday. In the end, I took a 1 hour trade as it came back into my 1 hour area. But nice to have a winning trade after 9 consecutive losing trades. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Market opens in 4 minutes, and I will be on the live stream for most of today, and I'll be back Monday. Okay, don't forget to hit that like button, and it helps the Google algos. And I will see you Monday. Thanks for watching, and trade safe.